All right. Good afternoon, Paul. How are you doing today?
Good. And yourself?
I am doing good. So I've got your resume here in front of me. So we are looking for a new opportunity. You are located in the Lake Mary area, I see. So tell me a little bit about your last position. It looks like you were working in warranty and repair specialty.
Yeah. So I was working at Herf Jones back in Rhode Island. I knew nothing about rings. I started the position, and I learned a lot for the year and the month that I worked there. Basically, we take rings from they'd be sent in from reps and customers both for
Okay.
servicing, whether they repaired, remade, whatever the circumstance was. But yeah, it was very interesting. Like I said, again, I learned a lot. I'm a pretty quick learner. Everybody's kind of sad to see me go, but I told them I was moving on.
Tell me a little bit about like the volume. So folks would call in, they would email, like what was your interaction and what type of volume were you dealing with these warranties?
So
Like
we
were
were
you
usually
processing 20 a week, 50 a week? What did that look like?
it varied based on a school year.
Okay.
So like from October through probably February or probably March or April, we'd be pretty busy. We'd get most of the rings in from the representatives, and those were our main focus. The customers were also our focus, but um, we prioritize the reps first for all the.
Okay. So paint I guess I'm not really quite following though what this means. What did a typical day look like? Tell me what your job, what did you do?
So I basically come in the morning. I turn on my computer, check emails, see if I had any emails from customers or reps. We turn the phones on, and then I would start taking rep repair forms with the rings and filling out a repair form online to put in the system before the rings go out to the plant to be repaired.
What type of rings are we talking about?
Class rings, high school rings, and college rings.
Okay. All right. Fantastic. All right. Sounds good. So it looks like from your resume here, you were working very strongly in a database on Excel spreadsheets, doing a lot of data entry. Is that correct?
Yeah, I mean, I touched on Excel. I mean, I'm proficient. I'm not, an expertise at Excel, but yes, I touched on Excel. I mainly worked with Microsoft Office, Microsoft Word, and then they had their own program to actually put the repairs into the system.
Okay, fantastic. And then I want to chat about your most long-term position that you were working at Omnicore as the office coordinator. Tell me about that position.
So that was when I started, I was delivering medical supplies.
Okay.
A small company. There was only 6 of us. I moved into the Omnicore, the office coordinator position, probably about a year and a half after I started. And what I did was I was scheduling repairs for offices and hospitals. We repaired medical equipment.
Okay.
And I would also take phone calls. I would do collections from vendors and for customers if they were behind in payments. I'd invoice through QuickBooks was my main job. And then I also did inputting the information that the technicians brought back from whether it be, I'm sorry, it was actually just from a preventive maintenance for a facility. So like readings for equipment and stuff like that, because the office or facility would need that in case they would get inspected.
Fantastic. What would you say was one of your favorite things about doing that type of work in office coordination?
I enjoyed the variety. Customers were great. I loved my coworkers. We're all pretty tight niched and work together, and so I enjoyed something new again. I like learning new things.
Fantastic. Now, also, I'm going to kind of jump a little bit farther back in your resume. You've got some nice experience to heavy equipment, driving, you know, I see that you were a boom truck operator, so you've got some industrial experience as well too. So tell me a little bit, how did you go from the industrial background to coming into the office?
So I started out working at a life insurance company. That was where I worked from what, 97 to 2008. And I just, it was starting to be a routine. It was starting to be the same thing. I was starting to get bored. I was like, I'm going to try something different. So I went ahead and got my CDL license. I got in with the highway department back home, tried that out I was there for about, I think, a year. That didn't really appeal to me. And then I moved on to Allied when I operated the boom truck for delivering shingles and building materials for contractors.
Now, in that position, so you were part of the delivery. So you are familiar with the dispatching and logistics process from a end user perspective, correct?
Yes.
Fantastic. Now, as your time went on, then it also looks like you were working at the airport. Is that right? You were working in the airfield tech field.
Yeah. Yeah. So I moved from Syracuse to Rhode Island.
Okay.
Nothing, I was looking for an office environment job, but nothing was really, I really couldn't find anything. Nothing was, I applied for positions and I just had to do something. So this airfield technician position opened up it was contract also through an employment agency.
Okay.
And very, very interesting. I never knew the behind the scenes of an airport, the equipment. I mean, I've heard of it, but to operate some of it was just amazing. And it was an amazing experience.
All right. Fantastic. What would you say is the most important thing to you about the next company that you work for?
I would say, well-established company. Great coworkers. I would just enjoy, again, learning something new, if not the experience I put, that I already have to give to them. And at the same time, just grow with that company.
Now, I do have to ask him, this is me playing a little bit of devil's advocate here, because it seems like you did move a lot. Why were you moving around so much?
So what happened was I grew up in Syracuse.
Okay.
I wanted to get away from the snow.
Okay.
I've been wanting to get away from the snow for quite a while.
Okay.
So what happened was my girlfriend's from Rhode Island.
Okay.
She moved back to Rhode Island. I moved a year afterwards, followed her to Rhode Island. And then our ultimate goal was to come down south, and this is where we landed in Florida.
Okay. Are you planning to be in Florida long term?
Yes.
Yeah. No more snow for Paul.
No more snow. I just got used to the heat.
Okay. now we're gonna throw in a couple of hurricanes and really keep you on.
Yeah. I'm more worried about. Well, I shouldn't say worried, but I've never been through a hurricane. But the humidity and the way everybody talks, how hot it is here.
Now, if offered an opportunity, how soon are you be able to start?
Again, I'm starting this contract like the latter part of this week, early next week. That's hard to say.
Now, the position that you had accepted was a short-term contract. If you had a long-term permanent opportunity, would that change your mind as far as the contract goes?
Yeah, I mean, the only thing that I'm afraid of is because it's granted short-term, I haven't experienced or I haven't started yet. Mm-hmm. If it's something I may enjoy, to see what happens from there. But if it's something that it's all right, and I'd rather be with another company with a different position or something I enjoy, I would rather do that.
Okay. All right. Fantastic. Well, Paul, that's what I need for right now. So I'll go ahead and stop the recording, and then I will be in touch with you very soon.
All right. Great. Thanks, Sam.
You're welcome. Bye.